Hello, it's Thursday. Hi, I hope you're doing well. We are heading off to the gym and then we're going to a home ed group this afternoon. And I just started recording and I said, oh, hi. And then I got interrupted and then I'm going to tell you the story of why. So here's my little tale of the day. Now, there's going to be a lot about this little story of mine that I know might activate a lot of things within you, but it's not a big emotional trigger warning thing. I think it's something that would feel safe enough to bring in, but you might notice these patterns that play out in your own experiences in different ways. So it all started with the parking fine, right? So, in the words of my husband, there's nothing more annoying than that waste of money of something like a parking fine. It's just like money for nothing, you know. And so I got a letter in the post this week, and it's a final notice of a parking fine. Now, I've not had any previous notices, so this has really peed me off, right? And I am aware now that I have been ruminating on this for the last few days. You know, when it's like, it's not the front of your mind, but your energy is being absorbed with not necessarily even thoughts of it around actions, although some of that, but the beliefs and the emotional activations, any triggers around the money, around the making the mistake of, you know, parking too long, which I did do. The fact that I know that inside me at the time I had that little niggle that maybe it was 2 hours, not 3 hours like I'd thought, and yet I didn't go back and check. I thought it will be okay. The injustice that they've sent me this final notice saying that I failed to respond to previous correspondence when I haven't had any. The frustration of the system of actually doing any kind of appeal about this situation when the phone number just sends you in a automated loop, and you know what it's like. You go on the website and you go around in these loops and nobody actually wants to deal with you. You know, it's designed not to, isn't it? And so all of that being around, and I realized this morning that how much of my thoughts and my energy and my attention I was giving this. And I got curious with myself what it would mean to let it go. What it would mean just to pay that fine and feel okay about that choice. Even though there's all of these reasons, and I could tell you a lot, why I should not pay that, don't want to pay that, feel hard done by, feel like it's an injustice. There's this part of me, this growth in me, my true self, and I'm not saying this is always the path, I'm saying this is for me in this right now. This part of me that is saying, what if you just let it go and chose peace? And I had that invitation this morning, but I wasn't ready. So I had my breakfast and I tried one more time to phone and go on the website. And I texted my husband about how rubbish it is and how much it annoys me and how much I don't want to pay this money and how unfair it is and blah, 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 blah. I can feel it in my throat as I'm telling you now. And then I went and had a shower. And I was thinking in the shower about that waste of that large chunk of money and all the things that I could have spent that on. And then I was drawn again, that awareness arose, and I was drawn to pay attention to the growth that I am on my soul journey around my relationship to money, and how to notice the blessings in what's coming up here for me in seeing money as a finite resource, and in having these this hard stuck feeling around letting that money go, you know, the anxiety that more won't flow, a sense of punishment and guilt because I made that mistake and that impacts us as a family. And all of that's coming through to my awareness, and I'm saying thank you for that awareness, thank you for those blessings, and acknowledging, tap tap tap, that part of me that still doesn't feel able just to let this go. And let this go isn't an action. It isn't deciding to pay the fine or not pay the fine. It's choosing to release all this static that's around this for me and truly move on and allow myself to have peace and move on as if it never happened. You know, that's letting go. And that's what I'm being called to do. And so I'm in the shower thinking about this stuff, processing this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then my shower breaks. My shower breaks. And I went, oh God. Now there's hot water running away. That's the first drain of money that comes to my attention. Also, I get the water onto cold. I go and work out how in the system to turn the shower off at the mains, which I don't know how to do. My husband's in a meeting, you know, and all that. And I'm in a flurry about that. And then I'm aware that I am thinking about the fact that we're going to have to call someone out to look at the fact that the shower was broken, and then we're going to have to pay someone to replace that or repair that or whatever. And I'm like, okay. In my flurry, I'm like, okay, I totally created this situation. I have totally created this situation. It's all me. It's all for me. And I have a choice of what I do now. Come on, Lindsay, are you going to keep creating this? Law of attraction, what I'm thinking, what I'm being, what I'm doing brings more, or are you going to choose to stop and break that cycle? And at that moment, I was able to laugh and release and let go of some. I can still feel some still coming because I was meant to come and share this with you and bring this out for whatever way it's meant to land for you. And choose to do that tapping. So I'm going to do a bit of tapping now with you. If you have got something come up for you where you feel a sense of, you know, it drains your energy, you're having to put a lot of thought or fight or, you know, it's just taking from you because you just don't feel like you can put it down, even though on some level, now I'm speaking to you now, not because there's any right or wrong in that. I just want to be really clear. Sometimes we are called to fight, no, I don't even mean fight, but we are the way shower in terms of, it's not about rolling over and accepting, you know, and so it's not for me to say what's correct for you. But for me, and my invitation to you is to choose your path based on feeling peace and clarity and satisfaction, and then allowing the action to inspire you rather than the action coming from trigger, resistance, and making us push forward or fight or feel bitter and angry and, you know, all those responses. So if you've got something coming to mind, just tap on the side of your hand with me now. I'm just going to take my t-shirt off because this back wing cardigan is very restricting for tapping. Okay. And tapping on the side of the hand and saying after me, and even though I don't want to let this go, I am not ready. I can't. I don't want to. I feel like I've got to fight against it. I've got to push against it. I just can't put it down. And I love and accept myself, even if I carry on. Even if I carry on, I deeply and completely and entirely, wholeheartedly, deeply and completely accept myself right where I am. I'm grateful for the awareness. And I love and appreciate myself. And I just want you to notice now where any energy is showing up in your body ready for release. I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs now, so I just want you to notice where, for me, it's in my throat, and I'm tapping around on both sides of the face. Don't know why I did that, just because that's what I was guided to. But I know I usually do one, and that's fine, you can do one. But I just felt drawn to both. And we're just tapping around these points as we put our focus on that energy. For me, in the throat, notice where yours is. Could be in the shoulders, could be in tension in the head, could be in the tummy. Where else am I getting guided to draw your attention to? Joints, aches, pains. Tension where we're holding a fist or a jaw tight. A lot of anxiety in the tummy getting my attention, if anybody's got that showing up. Okay, over the collarbone could be restricted breathing. It's hard to let this go. It's really, really hard. I've got the awareness, I've got the experience, I've got the tools. I'm exposing myself by sharing it with you now. I know that if I want to have a different experience, I need to change my perception, my experience, my vibration. And yet it's still so hard to let it go. I don't want them to get away with it. That just came up for me. I don't want them to get away with it. I don't want them to get away with it. I don't want them to get away with it. I do want to get away with it. I don't want this punishment. Oh, I don't want this punishment. I don't want this consequence. I don't want it. There's a rebel. There's a fighter. Ooh. So just notice what's coming for you. Right, my sweethearts, I better go do my thing, go on the treadmill. We tried to go to the gym, a different gym yesterday. We're supposed to be able to use, like, we've just joined, we're supposed to be able to use a group, and then they wanted us to do another induction. I mean, oh my God, it was the most un-PDA friendly experience ever. It's like we got through one blimmin' induction. It's like, I only have to do an induction at this site as well. So we've got another roadblock to overcome, but we're going back to the one where we're already settled in today. Right, have a super day. I will see you tomorrow. Friday cards tomorrow. I'll see you for that. Have a lovely one. Bye.